I want to introduce you to my close friend, Renae Jacoby.
Hello.
Renae, yeah, some of you guys know Renae. Renae is a former Fusion Youth student. And again, she's a close friend. My wife and I love her dearly. And she was involved here at Marywood Chapel and in our youth ministry before her and her family moved down to Portland a few years ago. And over the last year or so, Renae's been having an opportunity to partner with an organization that's one of our partners here as a church, YWAM, Youth with a Mission, who's someone we partner with. And through Renae and the relationship we've had with her, we were able over the last year to partner together with her to help her be a part of what God's doing in that organization and through her. So she's here today to share a little bit about what God did in her life over the last year and how we were a part of it. So Renae, why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened?
First, I just want to say thank you so much for partnering with me, because everything I'm about to say I couldn't have done without your guys' support. So thank you. I got to do Youth with a Mission, and basically it's the 6 months of time that you get to devote to your relationship with God and then get to put everything into action. And so I chose to do a photography DTS, which is Discipleship Training School. And so I was in Kona for 3 months getting training, and it was basically every week we had Bible lessons, and then in the afternoons we'd have our photography lessons, just learning how to use our cameras as a tool to share God's love. And so eventually we got to a point where we're just so ready. We are so confident in God's love for us, so confident in our abilities with our cameras, and just want to go and tell people and share with people God's love. So our first stop was Switzerland. We went and we're at a jazz festival for 2 weeks. And in the afternoons, we'd stand on this dock on Lake Geneva, hold up signs that says free photos with someone you love. And it was such a cool way to meet people, because we were able to give them free portraits. We had little portable printers with us and would go back and print these photos after we took them and write prophetic or encouraging words on the back. During lecture phase, we were learning all about how to hear God's voice. And so this was a very challenging thing, because we had met these people for maybe a minute, and we're supposed to give them a prophetic word from God. But it was very challenging, very rewarding, and people were very encouraged. So our next stop was Germany. And there we were at a YWAM base, and it was surrounded by a bunch of refugee homes. And all the kids from these homes would flock to this base during the summer months and would just hang out, and there's a kids program, and we decided to do a project with them called our Dream Project. We'd have them draw on a piece of paper what their dreams are for the future. Some of the little kids wanted to be Spider-Man and mermaids, and as I got older, there was people that wanted to be lawyers and doctors, but we took their portraits and then were able to blow them up really big and put a whole exhibition up in the base that we were at, and invite all their families and get to see these portraits of themselves. And right now, these pictures are still at that base and will stay there for a long time, so these kids can grow up seeing what their dreams are. And it's cool because these refugees are in a situation that is pretty hopeless, and to just get to speak into their dreams and say, you have a future, God loves you, and God sees you, was a very, very cool thing. Our next stop was France, and we went to Paris. So we got to see some beautiful things there, but most of the time we hung out in areas where lots of Syrian and Sudanese refugees were. We got to be a part of opening up a brand new refugee camp, and we decided to do another project similar to our Dream Project, but with adults. We called it a past-present project. So we we would sit down with these people, ask them about their stories and what their occupations were in the past when they were back home, and then really get to just speak life into them and say that you are valued and loved and that you are worth it, So it was a really great experience, and they were so encouraged to know that people were willing to even hear about their past, And then our last stop was Norway, and it was an awesome time to just kind of relax and do some fun adventures. But we did get to work with a couple coffee shop ministries that just opened up. They provide just access or just this open time for refugees to come and get something warm to drink, something to eat, and conversation. And they invite them into their churches or into just a new community. So
yeah, super cool. So 3 months of intense discipleship training, and then
Yep.
3 months traveling all over Europe, using your gifts and your talents to spread the gospel and share it with how much God loves people. And so that's super cool. And again, Renae started with, we're a part of that. Every single one of us, if you give to Marywood Chapel, you gave to help Renae as, again, one of our mission partners with the organization YWAM. It makes me feel awesome. I see the pictures, and I'm like, yeah, I helped those people hear about their dreams because I gave. And I bought this cool T-shirt that Renae was selling so she could raise money too. So I wore it today to show, hey, remember?
Thank you.
Got your shirt. But we gave as a church to help her go. And so your journey's not done yet. Why don't you tell us about what this next year or so is going to look like with continuing with YWAM?
Yes, so I graduated my DTS, luckily. It was good. So my dad came for graduation in Hawaii. It was fun. But I have an opportunity to go with a team of photographers to China in a couple of weeks. November 15th, we're headed out to China for 3 weeks and then Taiwan for another 2 weeks. We're going to do a project that's geared towards mobilizing missionaries over there. And this project that we're going to do is going to be for a Christian conference that's going on. And then in mid-February, I'm going to go back to Kona because I got invited to be a part of leadership and be on staff for my school next year. So I'm going to be helping with photography lessons and leading outreach next year, and it's going to be a fun next year of mission. So
That's so awesome. So God's continuing to do awesome things through Renae.